What is up, everyone? It's your boy NornRad89 here with my coffee. It's a bright, early New Mexico morning over here, and today we're going to be going over what I'm going to be watching for spooky season in terms of shows, movies, and all that kind of stuff. It is October officially, and like I said, I'm going to go over today what I watched already because we're on the 5th day of October, so stuff that I've already watched, but also what I plan on watching for the rest of the month. So let's do this. Roll it. So yes, it's officially October, the spookiest month of the year, and we are in the 5th day. And so far, what I've been watching for October, actually at work, when I'm at work, I love binging some of the TV shows. So I usually have on my phone, I'll do Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors or Bob's Burgers Halloween episodes. Those are some of my favorites. Like one of my absolute favorite Bob's Burgers episodes is when they go looking for the wolf at night, and like the mom wants to have like this awesome little adventure with the kids on Halloween, and they go looking for a werewolf in the middle of the night. Like that's a really good one. So I always love returning to those, kind of sitcom shows, but it's always the animation ones like The Simpsons, Bob Burgers, or even King of the Hill. I love returning to those. And like I said, the fact that Simpsons has so many Treehouse of Horrors episodes, and then Bob's Burgers does a lot of fun Halloween episodes. It's really cool to watch those at work because, yeah, they're short. I've seen them before, so I could just listen to them and hear the voices and stuff. So that's something I've been watching. Also, recently, I did check out Bring Her Back, which is an A24 film. And so far for me, I'm like, I don't want to do I might do a full-on review or a short review, but Bring Her Back was right up my alley. Like, this film is dripping with atmosphere, and it has such good character performances that it's one of those movies that just kind of had me every moment. Like, it just had me more and more enthralled and invested in it. By the time we got to the final scene in the third act, like, I loved it. So Bring Her Back is one I highly recommend. Let me take a sip of my coffee now. So also now what I'm going to be planning on watching for the rest of the month, I am still doing my backwoods horror, so I'm probably going to be watching a lot of the Wrong Turn films. I haven't watched any of them yet. I mean, I've seen them, but I haven't watched any of them yet for the spooky season. So I'm going to be watching those bad boys and everything. And then also some other stuff that I want to watch is just anything with like Halloween atmosphere, like, Halloween Town. Those are ones that I love returning to. Trick or Treat, I love returning to that too, especially because it's anthology horror. The fact that we just got VHS Halloween, which I did watch that. VHS Halloween was fantastic. I'll probably watch some of the VHS films as well because those, in terms of found footage, I love returning to those ones. And as it gets closer to Halloween, that's when I like to kind of increase the intensity of what I watch. Usually by the time we get to the final week, you know what I mean, leading up to Halloween, which is on a Friday this year. So very exciting for all you kids out there, that when it's on a Friday, that as we get closer, I'll start watching more hardcore stuff, Terrifier, Hellraiser, stuff like that and everything, or even Friday the 13th. Usually it's coming up soon. I'm going to be doing my Jason stuff. So now I've recently just been picking some of my favorites. I don't really do the full Friday the 13th binge during the month. I'll usually just pick some of my favorites and go through those. But one that I always watch when it comes down to Halloween time, the actual day of Halloween, I always usually start my day off with Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, which is one of my favorite horror films of all time. So I pretty much will always start my Halloween morning with that one, and I will always end my Halloween night with Night of the Demons. And that's because I think Night of the Demons, the original one by Kevin S. Tenay, is just the best film when I think of Halloween atmosphere. When I think of vibes that I want from a Halloween style movie, Night of the Demons is absolutely the one that I think is the king. It's the upper echelon, perfect one. We have other ones, like I said, Trick or Treat. We have Haunt. Hellfest. Hellfest is another really good one that drips with the Halloween atmosphere. But for me, I always end with Night of the Demons because it's my favorite. It's, like I said, I love it. And in terms of Halloween, the night, it's perfect because it's a Halloween party. They're going to stay at Hull House and stuff. And after like trick-or-treating or having a Halloween party at the house, or just so many shenanigans that go on during Halloween, because this is a very busy month for me, that I just love capping my night off with Night of the Demons. It's a perfect film for me. And in terms of TV shows, we do have the new Stranger Things coming, which I don't know if it drops this month. I know October 26th, It Welcome to Derry will be dropping, so I will be watching the It Welcome to Derry series, but that's going to be more like a Halloween hangover show because the first episode drops on the 26th, and then every episode after that is going to be in November. So it's definitely going to be one of those Halloween kind of like hangover shows, you know what I mean? Because the spooky month's gone and you're going into November and Christmas. That's probably what I'm going to be using It Welcome to Derry for. What else have I been watching, or what else did I watch? I did watch Alien Earth. I finished that. So Alien Earth, I was highly invested, and I do have a full-on huge spoiler review. I'll have that in the card in the top corner. One of these you can click on if you do want to hear my thoughts on Alien Earth. So that's a show I watched too as well. So yeah, these are, like I said, my ideas for this season. I don't try to stress too much and make like an in-depth watch list. Like I gotta watch this today. I gotta watch this today. I don't do that because when I'm like the kind of person I am, my vibes and my moods change like that, where it's like I could be at work and before I go to work, I'm like, all right, when I get off, I'm going to watch this film. This is what I want to watch. But by the time I get home and then I'm like walking in the door, my mood will completely change and I want to watch something else. So yeah, I'm not really clear cut one of those people that makes like a watch list or this is what has to be done. But yeah, usually, like I said, there are always the classics, you know, the Bob's Burgers, the Treehouse of Horrors, you know, the Halloweens, you know, Friday the 13th, Night of the Demons that I love returning to, but also there's some new stuff coming out too. I believe Good Boy, I want to watch that, but that doesn't come out on Shudder until next week, I think. So I'll be watching Good Boy. I'm very excited for that one as well too. But thanks for sticking around with me all for this video. Please like, share, subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Always helps out the channel a lot, getting me subscribers and getting more faces on the views on the videos and stuff like that. But also share down below what are your thoughts and your plans for the October month, and what are you planning on watching for the spooky season. I would love to discuss with you down below, but most importantly, y'all know what's up. Have a safe and happy day. Peace out.